5 minutes.
Testing better. Okay, sorry. I hope they don't penalize me for that lost time. Now, thank you very much. And I thank the witnesses for being here. And I'd like to direct this question and statement to Ms. Karst. Thank you so much for your expertise. As noted in your testimony, a historic level of funding was injected into the transportation and infrastructure sector with the passage of the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, or IIJA. However, we all know that simply throwing money at a problem doesn't always actually solve that problem. Throwing billions of taxpayer dollars at this industry without solving the supply chain crisis, pandemic recovery issues like fraud and abuse, major workforce shortages, overly burdensome bureaucratic red tape, and other underlying issues will not actually allow us to see long-term sustainable improvement and investment in our nation's infrastructure. I represent a district in southeast Texas, near the Houston area, 9 counties, with more oil refineries in it than anywhere else in the country. I understand how dire the need for a skilled workforce is. However, as you mentioned in your testimony, and I thank you for that testimony, when the Biden administration decided to prioritize projects based on labor preferences, they missed the mark. Although who is surprised that they put politics over people? The administration knew full well that they were risking companies' abilities to recruit and maintain a talented and capable workforce with their union-dictated executive orders. But like you said, they took something that really needed to be addressed at the very root of that problem and put a liberal Band-Aid over it and waited for the applause from people who have no idea what they're talking about. At a conference last month, Senator Chuck Schumer, Majority Leader of the Senate, stated in his role as Majority Leader of the Senate, he will fight to ensure that, quote, every blanking federal dollar only pays for union labor, further emphasizing his support for PLAs everywhere. Mind you, there was explicit language in his original quote that I won't be repeating. I try not to talk like that down in where I'm from. But for everyone's awareness, IIJA says nothing about project labor agreements, and definitely nothing about every dollar only paying for union labor. These comments are pretty concerning, especially to the 87.4% of non-union workers in that construction arena. I have a letter here from more than 1,000 construction companies and another letter from nearly 20 business groups that all oppose Biden's PLA mandate. They say that PLAs discriminate against firms and workers based on whether or not their workers are union. So if we could enter those into the record, I would appreciate it. Can you please explain, Mrs. Karst, how government-mandated PLAs are hurting your industry?
Again, as I said before, I have no experience on a PLA. I have read about PLAs. Can rely on the knowledge of my fellow contractors in AGC. And the reality is that what I do as a contractor and what the 87% that you just talked about do is we provide good jobs for our employees. We pay our employees well. We pay our employees great benefits, in some cases better benefits than are the unions. If our employees were forced to go on a project labor agreement, one of the things that could happen in our area where there really is no union representation is they would be forced to pay union dues for union benefits that they would never be able to take a part of. So as far as I have a saying in our company, the people come first. And I really believe that in order to have a good business, I have to treat my people well. I can't survive without treating my people well, and I don't need the government to tell me how to do that. I know instinctively how to take care of my employees, and if I didn't, I would not have the 150 employees that Congressman Johnson talked to me about. And so what I am advocating for is letting us run our businesses the way it's best for the area that we live in.
Absolutely. I